Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in Edmonton at Jardig Construction. My name is Jonathan Williams, and I am the Policy Analyst for the Alberta Construction Association, and I will be MC for today's announcement. I would like to begin by inviting Minister Nicolaides to the podium to share some exciting news about a new project to support more apprenticeship opportunities for students in Alberta. Please welcome Minister Nicolaides.
Well, fantastic. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here in cloudy Edmonton today, but of course, always great to be here regardless of the weather at Jardig Construction Equipment Shop, as you can see. I'm really pleased to be joined by several notable folks and just want to give them a quick shout out, specifically Ken Gibson, Executive Director of the Alberta Construction Association, Patrick Schmitz, President General Manager for Jardig Construction, Brooks Hanwich, Director of Inclusive Economy with End Poverty Edmonton, Lorihauer, Director of Programs and Services with the Edmonton Mennonite Center for Newcomers, and Phoenix Bull, a trades trainee. You know, throughout the spring and now, of course, into the summer, signs of economic growth and opportunity are everywhere in our incredible province. And there's complete certainty, I believe, that this upward trajectory will continue. Our economy, as an example, is expected to return to levels not seen since 2014. Now, while this is a promising and an exciting time, keeping pace with a rapidly growing economy brings its own very unique set of challenges and circumstances. One of those challenges, of course, is a shortage of skilled labor. Employers across Alberta in various sectors, including the construction sector, have shared concerns that there are not enough apprentices and other skilled tradespeople to keep up with the work. And in fact, more broadly, across trades and apprenticeship education, approximately 3,000 skilled trade workers are retiring each and every year. The need for us to do more to encourage and entice more younger Albertans to pursue successful career opportunities in the trades is imperative. And that's what today's announcement is all about. And that's why we are investing in a variety of different programs and initiatives that will provide high-quality apprenticeship education opportunities to get more Albertans trained and ready to meet the demands of now and, of course, the demands of the future. And so today, I'm incredibly excited to announce that the Government of Alberta will be investing $3.2 million into trade pathways with the Alberta Construction Association. The Trade Pathways program is a 33-month pilot project that provides trades training opportunities for unemployed and underemployed Albertans in the skilled trades. Now, this pilot is a partnership between the government and, as I mentioned, the Alberta Construction Association, as well as with End Poverty Edmonton and the Edmonton Mennonite Center for Newcomers. This is a fantastic opportunity for young Albertans looking to gain experience in a trade, and it's helping to support labor shortages across a variety of industries. It is indeed partnerships like this that will create real change as it gives more Albertans a pathway to a meaningful and rewarding career. Now, let me tell you a little more about how this funding will be utilized. First and foremost, this funding will go to support apprentices in a variety of different ways. It'll go to assist them in transportation costs. It'll also go to provide wage support for those individuals and other training and equipment and tool costs. The goal of the pilot is to engage, as I mentioned, unemployed and underemployed young Albertans, to provide them with a unique opportunity to train across multiple construction organizations, to gain hands-on experience, and to develop comprehensive, exciting skills. Now, as you may know, under the traditional apprenticeship model, a trainee would typically work with just one organization and would be limited to the experiences available within that single framework. However, participants in this new Trade Pathways program will have the opportunity to gain skills and gain experience in a variety of different trades and different companies, giving them experience across the construction industry more broadly and setting them up for success in either a job or further apprenticeship education. Currently, there are 6 Alberta Construction Association member companies who have agreed to participate in the pilot, with more expected to come on board in the coming months. I am indeed very grateful that these companies and our partners are working together in a true collaborative spirit to explore new ways to respond to the needs of Albertans. The Government of Alberta, as I mentioned earlier, is committed to supporting industry and building a highly skilled and competitive workforce that will meet the demands of our growing economy and, most importantly of all, help more Albertans access the training and skill development that they need to find new opportunities. In closing, I encourage you all to learn more about this initiative and the Alberta 2030 10-year strategic plan for post-secondary education at alberta.ca. And again, I want to thank Jardig Construction and the Alberta Construction Association for hosting us this afternoon, and I want to extend my gratitude to our partners for their vision, their collaboration, and their commitment to building a more prosperous Alberta. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. I would like to now invite Ken Gibson, Executive Director for the Alberta Construction Association, to speak for us.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thank you, Minister Nicolaides, for the opportunity to participate in today's Trade Pathways apprenticeship announcement. Thank you as well to Patrick Schmitz of Jardig and the other employers participating in this pilot, to our community partners, including End Poverty Edmonton, Edmonton Mennonite Centre for Newcomers, Women Building Futures, Careers the Next Generation, but most importantly today, to thank our trainee, Phoenix Bull, for joining us this morning for this very happy announcement. As the Minister alluded, Alberta's construction industry needs thousands of skilled professionals to keep our economy growing and to provide the schools, healthcare facilities, roads, and other structures that benefit Albertans. Buildforce Canada, which is our labour market analyst, Buildforce Canada's most recent forecast is that Alberta's non-residential construction sector could be short as many as 6,300 workers by the year 2027. Keeping in mind how many years it takes to develop a skilled tradesperson, that is literally right around the corner. This Trade Pathways program supports construction employers, such as Jardig and others, partnering with community agencies, such as what we've heard, to bring women, newcomers, and youth into the construction industry. The Government of Alberta's extensive financial support of this program helps construction employers dedicate experienced staff to successfully train and onboard inexperienced new hires. Minister Nicolaides, Alberta Construction Association thanks you and the Government of Alberta for this pilot project and the many programs that support Alberta's workers and small business. I'm going to turn it back to our Master of Ceremonies, who will now invite representatives from our partners to share their thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. I would now like to invite Patrick Schmitz, President and General Manager of Jardig Construction, to speak about this exciting program.
Good morning, all. I'm Patrick Schmitz, President of Jardy Construction Services, and I would just like to start with a warm welcome. We're honored to have you here this morning, Minister, and a warm welcome to all of our guests. We're just delighted to be able to host this in the Graham environment, and just a real quick thank you to all the awesome team in the shop here. They've stood on their heads the last couple of days to ensure we had a place to get in out of the rain. So thanks so much, guys. The shop looks great. As a core service provider in the Graham universe, and in fact, one of the largest recruiters of craft in the country, our people see the dire situation that the labor market is in every day. It's real. A tremendous effort is underway day by day to try to match the people resources necessary for the project opportunity we've got in front of us. We're very, very thankful of work done in previous years, building relationships, for instance, with Indigenous communities in long-standing relationships, some of them decades old. But in general, our strategy has been to reach beyond the traditional bounds of recruiting to work in the fringes that have not featured largely in the construction industry. Those populations and groups that have been underrepresented in our business. It's an absolute gold mine, and it's been our intention to do a better job of focusing on that. One particular success story that is such a point of pride for us is our work with Women Building Futures. That's just such a smiley face in our world. Great group of people doing tremendous work based here in Edmonton. From a business standpoint, that has made a huge impact on our business. We've actually are running double the industry standard average of women in the trades on Graham project sites, which we're very proud of. But maybe from a social responsibility standpoint, and more importantly, I can't tell you how energized the team has been to see not only the great work going on in that group, but the impact that it's had for the participants and their families and the communities that they come from. So, in tough times in the past, we might have looked to interprovincial mobility to solve some of our labor issues. We know that the Canadian market is tapped, and so we've just really focused on redoubling our efforts to make good things happen in non-traditional markets, and that continues to unfold in such positive ways. One thing I would like to say, though, is that the further you reach and the more creative you get in the workforce, the more you're likely to encounter barriers or obstacles. And so our work has been about those barriers. Great conversation with the minister about what that means, and we can all work together to address some of those things. If you talk to Mark or Doug in the shop here, they'll take you for a tour, and they'll show you the community toolbox behind the welding screens over here. And the community toolbox is a collection of tools that the guys have managed to put together to support young folks that come in and cannot come to this equation with thousands of dollars worth of tools to start work, or the stash of PPE upstairs so folks can access a pair of boots or the things that they need because they can't muster those kinds of resources in the early going. So really the punchline is this. There's great opportunity, and today's announcement couldn't be more timely and on point because all of us need to work together to address that gap between pre-employment programs and working apprenticeship. So appreciated, and we're very proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Next to the podium today is Lorihauer, Director of Programs and Services with the Edmonton Mennonite Centre for Newcomers.
I'm not as tall as these guys. Thank you very much, Jonathan, and thank you for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the Edmonton Mennonite Centre for Newcomers. With skill gaps persisting in trades and labor markets shaken by the effect of COVID-19 pandemic, it's more important than ever to support Canadians looking to develop their skills. This support is especially valuable for underrepresented and disadvantaged groups, including women, Indigenous people, people with disabilities, youth, and newcomers. Unfortunately, upon their arrival in Canada, many newcomers end up working survival jobs. Not only does this come at a huge personal cost, but it also results in a considerable earnings gap relative to their Canadian-born counterparts. However, the newcomer wage gap is not just an issue for them, it has a deeper economic impact on our country. According to a study conducted by RBC, Failing to address the existing wage gap may be costing Canada $50 billion, or 2.5% of the GDP. This amount reflects the estimated cost of newcomers not reaching wage parity. This untapped economic potential creates a strong case for bringing newcomers up to employment and wage parity in Canada by providing appropriate supports and training for success. The Trade Pathways program that we are proud to partner with is one of those supports for success. The positive impact of a program like Trade Pathways is broad and has many ripple effects. Newcomers who participate in the program find work in the trades with a shorter period of time after arriving in Canada. This is critical because the longer an individual is not working in their field, the further their skills and knowledge will become outdated, resulting in a higher probability of underemployment. Moreover, newcomer families benefit when program participants are employed in good positions in the trades, paving the way for a successful career path. The ultimate impact, however, is on the local economy. Employers are able to find talent that they require to fill real skills shortages that are existing in the trades. Newcomers will bring to them global knowledge, a second language, a desire to excel. And this diversity provides different perspectives and will help to keep the trades industries innovative and competitive. Strong partnerships with community organizations such as ourselves will play a crucial role in the success of Trade Pathways. The benefits of these partnerships begin at the stage of recruitment into the program and continue throughout the employment and employer supports for retention. EMCN is very proud to collaborate with the Alberta Construction Association and the local employers and our fellow community organizations who support newcomers and other underrepresented people to successfully integrate into Alberta trades industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. I would like to invite Brooks Henwich, the Director of Inclusive Economy with End Poverty Edmonton, to the podium to share a few words.
Thanks, everyone. What to say that hasn't already been said? This is really amazing. So it's a pleasure to be here at the announcement of the Trade Pathways program. We've been in conversation with Ken and his team at ACA for some time, exploring options to get Albertans, particularly those facing barriers to employment, meaningful jobs in construction. As mentioned, I'm working with End Poverty Edmonton as the Director of Inclusive Economy. And End Poverty Edmonton, our goal is to end poverty in a generation. We believe in creating an economy that works for everyone in Alberta. And one way to do that is to provide economic opportunities, in this case jobs, to those currently who do not have them. We have and continue to work with government, industry, and community to develop systems-level approaches to get Albertans back to work. So the Trade Pathways program, I'm not sure if you know how unique and innovative this truly is, and it's unique and innovative for a number of reasons. Through our work at End Poverty Edmonton, as mentioned, we work with government, industry, community organizations. We found that too often programs like this are created in silos. So you have industry looking to create labor pools, looking to find labor pools. They're doing that independently. Community organizations are funded to provide employment supports, find employment for people. They're doing that independently. This program seeks to break down those silos between industry, government, workers, and the community organizations that support them. So this is truly important because we really need to understand the needs of industry, the skills, talents that are needed to really succeed in the industry, as well as what community organizations can do to support the people that need these jobs and need these skills to succeed, to ensure that investments in Albertans make an impact. The more we're able to collaborate between industry, community, the better we're able to truly unlock the skills, talents, and needs of Indigenous people, newcomers, women, youth, those living in poverty, as well as address the needs of employers and trades. So there are a lot of people in this province who need guidance and connections to find and keep good jobs in Alberta. Partnerships like this one between community organizations and ACA can open doors to workers and ensure they can contribute their skills and talents to building a stronger Alberta. There is a solid infrastructure, both on the industry side and on the community organization side, to ensure a strong labor pool to build a better Alberta for everyone. We hope to see continued collaboration within the implementation of the Trade Pathways program between the community organizations you see today, between the ACA and industry partners. I think we see an example of that today, all gathering and speaking of this collectively, and also to see programs like this expand in other areas and other industries across the province. Thanks.
Thank you, Brooks. Now, last but definitely not least is I will invite Phoenix Bull, a Trade Pathways Program trainee, to share her perspective on the program.
Good morning. I'm Phoenix Bull, and I'm happy to be here as a trainee in the Apprenticeship Development Program. I would like to thank the Minister and the members of the Alberta Construction Association for the opportunity to represent the many individuals who have the potential to develop their skills through apprenticeship education in Alberta. This new program has the power to open doors for individuals who may not otherwise know where to start when it comes to furthering themselves. It will help Albertans to gain new skills and find good paying jobs and provide for themselves and their families. It is my hope that people who may not see a path to bettering themselves will learn more about apprenticeship opportunities and this program. I am grateful to live in a province that supports education opportunities that help people change their lives for the better. It's really empowering to have people and companies who believe in you and are willing to give you a chance and want to see you succeed. Thank you again to Minister Nicolaides and the members of the Alberta Construction Association for creating a program that will have such a positive impact on, on individuals who need it most. Thank you.
Thank you, Phoenix, and thank you again to Minister Nicolaides and all of today's speakers and guests. This concludes the formal portion of today's announcements. I would like to invite the press secretary to the podium to coordinate the press conference. Thank you all for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day.
So we'll now go into the media Q&A portion of the event. I know we have a few media here in person today. If you'd like to ask a question, if you can make your way to the podium at the back of the room there.
Phoenix, would you be up for?
Okay, hello.
Could you just tell us a little bit about your experience and how you think this program will help more people like yourself?
Okay. Well, with this program, first I started with Women's Building Futures. And I was really looking to challenge myself this year and do something with my life that can be more helpful in the future and that could teach me things that I can teach on to my family or kids in the future. And last year I wasn't really doing that great for myself, and I was going down my own thing. But then this year I chose to pick myself up, and once I got with Women's Building Futures program, that really helped me feel confident in the construction industry and helped me feel more and more positive with the outcomes that this new program has brought to me, which is Trade Pathways. And I gotta say that so far, since working with Graham, it's been a good opportunity. I work with a good group of guys who make me feel very welcoming. And I'm really glad that I got hired with this company, so thank you.
And if there's no more questions in the room here, we're going to go to the phones online. Operator, could you put through the first caller, please?
Ashley Joanna, Post Media. Hi, thanks for taking my questions. I suspect this is probably for the minister, but anyone else on stage could answer it as well. Could someone just walk me through a little bit how this program is different than, say, a standard apprenticeship? I think someone mentioned that they get to try different jobs. So what do they walk away with at the end of the program?
Hi, it's Ken Gibson, Alberta Construction Association. I'll take a stab at responding to your question, if I may. You're quite correct. There's actually, the government of Alberta provides supports through a whole variety of partners and through a whole number of programs. And when we were consulting with the member contractors within Alberta Construction Association, they asked for a little bit of a different angle. Specifically, they wanted to take greater control of the pre-apprenticeship training rather than sort of receiving a graduate that they had perhaps less of a role in the direct training. They wanted to play that role. We're extremely fortunate in Phoenix's case that Phoenix comes with an excellent skill set already, courtesy of her hard work with Women Building Futures. But there's still another level of development that will actually go on for years, frankly, to create highly skilled professionals through these various programs. The other wrinkle that the Alberta Construction Association introduced that is unique to this program is the notion of having teams of contractors partner to work with these trainees. So you might be aware construction is very much a project-driven industry, and work can pile up and then work can disappear depending on how successful the contractor is in bidding various opportunities. So what's unique in the development here is we didn't want either a workflow interruption or perhaps even a personality conflict on a specific job site to impact the journey of our trainees. So we've been very fortunate. We have teams of 3 contractors for each for various trainees, and they provide up to 3 months of work experience. And if they don't have sufficient work for that entire period of time, they will actually share that trainee with the next contractor. They've agreed to share training records and personnel records so that everybody along that path has a very good understanding of the skills and progress of the individual trainee. So I think those are a couple of the key things that differentiate the program. Again, those being the contractor partnership and the contractor control of the delivery. And I'm going to put in a shout out. He's not a guy that ever seeks the limelight, but Rick Core is our program coordinator. Rick is here. He does a fantastic job. And we're really fortunate. Rick is a journeyman carpenter himself, so he has a very special rapport with our trainees because he's lived that world directly. And so hopefully that responds to the question.
And did you have a follow-up, Ashley?
Yeah, so just so I understand correctly, it's a 9-month program where they can rotate between 3 different contractors to work on different projects. But what do they walk away with at the end? Is there some sort of certification that they get at the end? Like what is the final? I don't want to say graduation, but like what is the final thing they get when they complete the program?
Yeah, thanks, Ashley, for elaborating. Our goal is that our trainees become first-year apprentices, and that can happen anywhere with any contractor within that 90-day period. If a contractor says after 3 weeks, "Hey, we're ready to go. We want this individual to be a permanent member of our team, and we're going to be putting them through first-year apprenticeship," that's fantastic. that trainee becomes an employee with the first contractor, and then we just bring in an additional trainee to fill that space. And again, the province of Alberta and the vision of this minister has been every conceivable barrier that we can think of, we're going to try and fill. So if that means an individual doesn't have access to transportation, we're going to try and help them with that. If they have the need to improve proficiency in English language so that they can operate safely, we're going to try and fill that gap. So, you know, what we will have out of this program for the trainees is full-time career opportunities, starting with first-year apprenticeship. But that is at the discretion of the contractor to make that decision as to when an individual is ready. We don't have that expertise ourselves, but our member firms definitely, that's their daily business, so we leave that judgment call to them. Does that help, Ashley?
I would say that answered the question. Thanks for that, Ashley. And seeing no further questions, that will also conclude the media Q&A portion of our announcement. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.